Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. So for this video, as per usual guys, as you know how we do it over here on the channel, let's take a look at what happened in the market today, being of course the first day of the week, the Monday. Quite an interesting day. As predicted though, again, it was getting kind of spooky. Like I feel like, we're predicting a lot of these moves recently. Like I'm, not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but been pretty accurate so far. But all that being said and done, let's see what happens. So on Friday, if you remember, if you watched the video, I did say how essentially I wouldn't be surprised to see Tesla probably drop down, retest, where was it? Actually, this is a minute chart. Where did we open? Let me see where we opened here. We opened right here, I think. So it actually dropped down a bit harder. I didn't think it would drop down this hard initially. What I thought would happen is we drop down like this, which it did pre-market, go up to here, and then do this. So I essentially got the move correct. I just didn't think it'll drop here first, then go up here, and then go back down here. I just thought it'd go like this, 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 as opposed to this, this, this. I mean, essentially the same move, very, very, very similar regardless. But nonetheless, we pretty much predicted this move where essentially what I expected was, we probably failed that 800 retest, which we exactly did. This is 800 right up here. We came up, tested it. Obviously couldn't get really above it. Where is it? Right here. All right, this is today's move. Couldn't get above it, very slightly, went to like 801 or something like that, just like, almost 801, just couldn't do it, selling pressure too high, and then we fell back down, and then we're kind of chilling here now. So this is of course the question as usual, what happens next? What am I predicting next? Well, as usual guys, also on Friday, what did I say? If you're paying attention, if you're taking notes, what did I say on Friday? Mondays, not always, but more often than not, in my opinion, from what I've seen, I've noticed, again, I'm actually fairly new to stock trading. I only started last year, beginning of last year, but I did it, or I didn't trade every day. I literally watched the chart, literally every single day. Days I wouldn't trade or anything. I would still wake up, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, of course, and I would literally just sit and watch. I would just sit and watch. I would take notes. I would see what other people are saying, try to get other people's ideas, see what they think, why they think that. And I would just essentially absorb information constantly, And, from all this observing essentially and understanding how things move, you kind of just get an idea of how things move, right? Which is why I'm kind of predicting things, fairly accurately for the past, like, honestly, at this point, a couple of weeks. You just kind of get an idea of how things move. But regardless, so what's going to happen next, right? So like I said, Friday, Mondays tend to follow Fridays. Not always, but, 7 out of 10 times, I would say, which is what I noticed, which is why I brought up the thing where I just watched it for, like, a very long time, like every single day. And I still do. But Tuesdays tend to be opposite of Mondays. So in this case, we had Friday being red, which told me, okay, well, there's a decent chance Monday will be red. Monday was red. Tesla, of course, ending the day down 3.64%, $766.37. But then about, again, 7 out of 10 times, Tuesdays tend to flip Mondays. So because today was a red day, I expect tomorrow to be a green day. Again, doesn't mean it'll be a guaranteed green day. It's not 100%. If it was, this would be way too easy. And all you have to do is just, it would be way too easy. Let's be honest, right? It's not that easy, right? But again, more often than not. So essentially tomorrow, I am expecting a green day. I do think we will push up towards, some form of level tomorrow. So the first thing I'm obviously watching out for is 780, followed by 800. Now, I think best case in a realistic scenario, what we might be able to push for, let's go on the 2-hour chart, it's a bit easier to see. What we might be able to, actually, let's go 1 hour. What we might see tomorrow, or at least tomorrow, maybe like Wednesday before. Okay, so Wednesday we have the FOMC meeting. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if there's a bull trap right before it or sometime in the morning of the Wednesday. So essentially, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying this will happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow is a fairly green day. We, get a decent rally. And then maybe like Wednesday, morning-ish, it kind of rallies a little bit more. And then it's a massive bull trap. And then we fall. I wouldn't be surprised. But again, it really comes down to what happens on the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. Like, what does Jay Powell say? What does he do? But either way, we're essentially in this little downtrend over here. You can see something like this. Let me make this line a different color so we can kind of recognize it. Let's make it, I don't know, purple, I guess, whatever. Right? So we're essentially in this purple line downtrend at the very moment, right? So essentially, the easiest way to think about it, until we get like a solid break above this. And I don't mean like 1, maybe 2 candles above it. I mean like until we like consistently stay above it. Because you can see like, here we kind of went above it and then we kind of rejected. Like I want like a consistent above it. Like you see how we're consistently below it, how we keep touching it and 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 like rejecting and rejecting and rejecting and rejecting. I want to see that. but the other way around. I want to see us go above it and then keep touching and breaking, not breaking, but rather holding, and then finally pushing. Same thing here. Break, couldn't break, fell. Couldn't break, fell. Or either couldn't break twice, rather, fell. That's kind of what you want to see, just flipped. So until then, we are going to be in this downtrend. So essentially, what I'm seeing, best case scenario, today or tomorrow would be, well, tomorrow's what, the 15th, right? So essentially, tomorrow would end, this would be the last 1 hour candle, this little line right here. Best case scenario tomorrow is like 8:30. I don't think we'll get 8:30. There's no chance in hell we'll get 8:30. I think by like maybe Wednesday, if they really want to trap people, like best case realistic scenario is about 8:20 by like sometime Wednesday. That's like realistic best case scenario. I don't think even that will happen. I'll be completely honest. However, it is possible. It's just I don't think it's the most likely outcome. I think the most likely outcome is we probably rally back up to somewhere in the 800s, and we kind of chill around this little 800 area. And I think this is where it starts getting important. This is going to be an important week. So this week ends on the 18th, which is all the way here, right? This would be the last day of the Friday, this right here, which means that essentially 8:15. If we can somehow break above this and close the week above this line, especially on maybe a 4 hour chart or something like that, you can see it's like, so the longer the time frame you go, the more each candle, the more weight it holds essentially, which is why you see in the 1 hour, it's like, every now and then you kind of see a prop above the line, but then it comes back down. Again, it's not as crazy. You want to see for instance, a 4 hour. If we can see a few in a row, especially of these candles consistently above it, kind of like this, but consistently stay above it. So instead of doing this and falling, it would stay like this, and then it would hold this 850 area very nicely and very slowly fall maybe or something like that. Then it's okay, now that's looking or starting to look promising. But until we see something like that, not too promising. And this is essentially what I'm seeing right now and what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for something like that to happen where we can break above it. So again, by this Friday, which I keep forgetting the dates, which will be the 18th, essentially I want to see a close, about 820, 825, like something like that. I want to see a nice solid move up to that area. And then if we do that, I think, we can start looking to be a little bit more bullish coming into next week. But for this week, I do expect to trade essentially in this channel right here. I really wouldn't be surprised if we just trade up and down in this channel like this. Between this 750 to maybe an 810-ish levels in that range, 750 to 810. I really think we're going to be just ping-ponging up and down like that throughout this week. That's my current guess. I don't think, unless J-Pow says something, absolutely just splendid, something just miraculous or whatever on Wednesday, I really don't see us breaking out anytime soon, or not anytime soon, but this week at least. I don't see there being a reason, unless Tesla has an insane catalyst themselves that they announce, right? I mean, it could be, you never know. But unless something really propels the market upwards, I just don't see why we would break out. So again, and I expect to see some range bound trading between 750 to probably the very low 8s. Is what I'm currently seeing. And yeah, so that's essentially what I think will happen. Now, one thing that I do want to say to watch out for is a break under 750. I really don't want to see this break under 750. You can see I have these two lines. Think of it this way. This line right here is okay, well, let's try not to break this line. If we break this line, well, we definitely don't want to be breaking this line. This is the range that you want to make sure we hold. This is where the buying pressure should be coming in. And it has. You can see it's even today, right? We came into this area and, every time it came anywhere below this 760 line, the buying pressure definitely stepped in, which is great. So you want to consistently keep seeing that. And below 750, if we break below that, if the buying pressure is not outweighing the selling pressure, we're without question going to be at the very least falling to 730. I don't even know why I have the 730 line. There must be a reason. I guess, yeah, there was some support over here you can see back in the olden days, if you will. So 730 will probably easily retest. If 750 breaks, we're most likely going to 730. If 730 breaks, we're absolutely going to be going to 700. And if 700 breaks, we're probably going to 650. That's essentially those levels that you want to watch out for, where if something doesn't hold, well, now we move on to the next level and hope that one holds. If that one doesn't hold, we move on into the next level and hope that one holds. That's essentially how the market works, right? That's the easiest way to think about it. And vice versa. If we can't break above 800, okay, we're probably going to fall back down to the next support. Hopefully the bulls step in and we keep slowly making higher lows. That's essentially how that works too. The issue with higher lows, which I did talk about before, is that, when you have such a big fall and then you start setting up these higher lows where essentially you go like this, then you fall down, then you go higher, then you fall lower, then you go higher. it sets a bear trap, or not a bear trap, sorry, a bear flag, which we've seen many times, guys. I've showed you guys those like many times. I'm not gonna go over them again because it's happened like 5 times already, I think, in the past like 2-3 weeks, and I showed you guys every single one of them. So the only thing I'm worried about is the fact that we're just gonna be setting up yet another bear flag. Again, the only way to invalidate it is to essentially, I would say, solidly break above 800, and especially break above this purple line. If we ever break above this purple line, then we can start talking about feeling bullish and then continuing on and moving upwards. But until this purple line is broken consistently, most important part, consistently, not just like 1 or 2 candles, like consistently holding that area and not falling back below it, then we can start talking about, okay, now where do we go? When do we see 900? When do we see 1,000? That's when we can start having those discussions. But until then, guys, I think we'll be trading in this range. Again, 750. If 750 breaks, expect 730, but I don't expect it to hold too hard, like, or 700. Like, expect 730 to 700 if 750 breaks. Very, very crucial line, 750. Make sure that doesn't not break, guys. Make sure it doesn't break. Very, very important. That's essentially what I'm seeing right now. Of course, we'll update this daily as the market, gives us more information, but I am expecting a green day tomorrow, not financial advice. So I'll be looking to sell calls tomorrow or Wednesday. But yeah, until then, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.